Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forge Alliance Forever. This is another cast of the Legend of the Stars End of Year Championship. A group stage game between, well, a former Empire player, Blodir, left recently, and the new player counselor, the epic Tokyto. It's Cyber and Mirror matchup, common on this map. Don't think Cybern is particularly amazing on this map, but certainly solid. I mentioned in the last cast it can be hard to use ACUs offensively, so that sort of mitigates the main Cybern weakness on land, which is the ACU with no nano or shield upgrade, and also can't get gun and T2 at the same time, so it's the main weakness on land for Cybern, so it's not really applicable obviously in mirror matchups, but it's also not really applicable on this map generally as much as on other maps. Certainly still a weakness. So anyway, into the actual game, we have Blodir made no P-gens, he made 4 mexes with his ACU, Hydro 3 P-gens, Air Factory. Basically the same build order, although Tokyto is just behind on his P-gens and Factory. I think he probably reclaimed a bit, maybe he wasted some time reclaiming or something with an engineer. Like, this guy probably doesn't need to reclaim, he could be better for this guy to be reclaiming along here, do manual orders and then get this mex, and either continue reclaiming or build a factory. I think it's better than just having an attack move, although it's much easier to just have an attack move NG here to grab this. But yeah, you can see he doesn't need the reclaim, he would have stalled otherwise, but probably better to walk and get the reclaim along here. So they both send out early Mantis after I think 5 engineers. They send out a Mantis and a scout to the opposite side of the map to first catch a raid or anything, and also to raid themselves in these positions. Usually people are quite greedy and make engineers first and then send them out, and they're vulnerable to these early raids. So one thing to mention is these players are practicing against each other. They were basically practice partners for the tourney, so it's pretty unfortunate for them that they got drawn in the same group. You don't usually want to get your practice partner in a group, so I don't think they were happy with that. It's quite unfortunate. Okay, for Tokyto we have, here we can see there's 3 engineers, 4 engineers, and there's only 1 Mantis. This Mantis can do huge damage, but he's on a move order, he's not on an attack move. And okay, he needs some micro, come on, yes. But the Mantis is in range now of Blodir. You see the dodging. When you're dodging with Mantis, running away and dodging, you have to make sure you don't turn too hard, because then the Mantis will stop shooting, so you'll see these like small wiggles just to try and dodge as many shots as you can. If he's moving towards this, oh, he's gonna get reclaimed. Damn, that sucks for him. I mean, that definitely should have been two kills. Both these engineers should have died to that Mantis if it was controlled correctly, but unfortunately he just reacted slightly too late. The engineers had walked past, the Mantis had reacted, and then it was a pretty nice micro from Blodir. and he managed to save both NGs. It's pretty huge. Because we'll see a radar go up here, which is certainly very useful. Oh, he's actually going PD before the radar. Okay. Tokyto moves to this side, builds a factory. Yeah, basically if you get to here and you need more factories, you build a factory. If you don't need more factories this time, then just throw down a PD and go to mid. You also don't really need to walk across here, but I guess it's fine. PD here is definitely a good idea, whether you get a factory or not. He's gonna have to move to mid pretty quick. We're at 5:30. He should just be heading there. There he goes. He'll also need to do some scouting. See what his opponent has. Blodir loses his mantis. Look, did he kill something there? No, I don't think he killed anything. Blodir also walked here and made a factory. I feel like I feel like these two guys have extremely similar build orders. They're even building in similar places. We can see one factory here, one factory here, one factory on the edge, on the far side, and then more factories in the low ground. So, interesting. No eco for Blodir. No eco for Tokyto. You can definitely get out of mechs early on in the game. But Tokyto has a pretty nice eco balance, but well, it looks good right now, but it's not going to be soon because there's so much mass to use in mid that he's gonna have to build a bit more power, and he also is. This is quite slow to mid. In other games, he would already be losing this mid mass. We're almost at 7 minutes now, so you should definitely be careful about that. Blodir, meanwhile, making a drop with 6 mantis. He'll probably drop down here. See Tokyto doing a good job getting this hydrocarbon. I didn't know there's rocks here. That's why I didn't know they're there, because you can barely fucking see them. Holy shit. Oh well. Blodir in mid making a second PD. Tokyto has no such PD to fall back to. He's bringing Mantis with him in lieu of that. That's a pretty good idea. Oh wow, he's making so much PD. I can't say I'm a fan of making that much PD, to be honest. Ooh, drop from Tokyto. Okay, these guys are basically playing the same game. Both dropping, yeah, you can tell they're practice partners. Blodir's drop gets cut out. Tokyto's is faster. Oh, I just aim for the hydro here, man. Don't be clicking on the mexes. Just take out the hydro. I mean, Blodir needs all the power. Any player would need all the power he can get to actually spend this mid-mass, so hopefully he gets this hydrocarbon. It looks like he will, barring some disgusting Medusa shot. And there it goes, that's a good kill. Blodir looks as though he already got more of that mass than Tokyto has. Tokyto actually has to stand in range of a PD to reclaim this. That is really bad. Time to leave as fast as possible. Come on, Tokyto. Okay, there he goes. This side, well, it's completely secure. I think if you're gonna make this much PD, I mean, like, you gotta get some tech behind it, because you're gonna have less units. This is basically secure. It's really difficult if there's any unit support to actually get Medusa to kill all these PDs, so just use that safety to eco, or make sure you send your units to the opposite side. There's only one PD on the other side. Oh, so much reclaim. So much reclaim for Tokyto to get here. Gotta be faster about getting it. You see Blodir has a lot of it already. Blodir very efficiently cleaning all the reclaim off this wedge. And we got transition to T2 for both players, making those P-gens quite quickly. And we got a huge amount of Medusa for Blodir. Maybe switching to that many Medusa so early is a bit of a mistake. This is a little bit of a mistake. Feeding some kills to the PD. Does go down. And this position should be secure. Kind of unfortunate that he makes 3 PD and then has just an overwhelming unit advantage on this side. More PDs going on the top. One thing, if you have, say, like, well, that's a lot of Medusa, but if you have, say, 1 Medusa firing at a PD, you can just assist it with an engineer and a PD will likely not ever die. Versus 1 Medusa, even 2 Medusa, it's going to take a lot longer if you just have 1 engineer assisting and repairing that PD. Storage is already, it's a bit inefficient. Perhaps blodir made them before he got the mid-mass so that he could reclaim without ever worrying about wasting mass while reclaiming. So many Medusa here. A couple of bombers kills so much of this shit. Speaking of bombers, do we have any significant airplay? Doesn't seem like it. Actually, as I say it, blodir moves to assist his air factory more. Got a transport coming out. Some Rhino dropped to. This expansion is always a good idea. It's very effective. But right now we have a huge problem up here for Tokyto. So many Medusa. But he's making pretty good progress on the side. I think he needs versus Rhinos with Mantis and Medusa. You want to just get on top of the Rhinos. But it looks like this is going to be cleaned up. He just wants to do as much damage as possible, but he's going to leave a significant amount of reclaim, and he has some NGs, but they're quite far back. He needs to have the NGs. You want to start reclaiming as close to your opponent as possible, and then reclaim closer to you as that becomes necessary as you lose ground. So one of your NGs like right behind your forces. It's quite difficult to do that all the time, but that's the goal. Reclaim as close to your opponent as you can whenever you can, and then reclaim what's closer to you. So you don't know when you're going to lose ground and how long you're going to be able to reclaim in certain areas. But these Rhinos doing great work. Actually, I think one of them has actually died. Yeah, this guy went down. Likely died to Medusa. TMD going up to protect T1 mexes. They will be going T2 pretty quick, I guess, but you can see more storage is going up instead of T2 mexes here. Even though he's investing in TMD, so it's not a huge fan, but it's a small efficiency thing. Tokyto, meanwhile, just has T2 mexes. He sees some storages. Now you have to basically count it a storage T2 mex as 2 T2 mexes when you're trying to measure your opponent's economy. So it does kind of obscure it as long as people don't understand what a storage actually represents, which is a lot of people, but I'm sure Tokyto knows what's going on. But even so, it makes it a little more difficult to count eco when you're comparing T2 mexes versus T2 mexes and storage. This T2 PGen is going up, but there's not enough. Oh god, if he could just shut off this T1 factory, he should be fine. Should have a nice balance, and then he can get this up and add even more T1 air factories. At the minute, he's falling behind. Tokyto is. He's not got as much reclaim. The economy game is not looking great. He's actually paused a huge slew of factories. If you get behind in eco, sometimes, or if you get ahead in units, sometimes the best thing to do is to pause production eco and then restart production. And I think it's actually very rarely seen, but it's quite effective. You have to be very confident in the unit numbers you have, etc. Oh, this TML going up. And I mean, Tokyto sure loves his TML, but blodir knows that. He's got a couple TMDs, and I'm not sure Tokyto has the air to actually snipe these TMDs. He hasn't seen this one, and these aren't even T2 yet, so gonna be tough. 12 rhinos out. It's not really a huge amount of 14 minutes. Nice number of Medusa. A good mix, going for just Rhino Medusa, not adding any Mantis. A few Mantis are fine, they can do nice run-bys if you say... Oh no, the fucking bombers. So the bombers overshot because, well, because they were coming down from a height. So they try and stay at a certain altitude above the ground, and so they hadn't dropped enough. And oh, Tokyto, that's a bit of a noob error there to shoot at these two. You can't ever TML these because of the cliff. You can only TML the further ones from this angle. So that's a bit of a bad mistake, to be honest. Now we have Corsairs. Well, they just killed a barely complete T2 PGen. Not the best target. They're aiming at this one now. Will they get a pass? Are they shooting? Yes, they are, and of course 60 HP. Classic Corsair snipe. That happens so often. In the next patch they will have a bit less HP, so this will happen less often. It will still occasionally happen, that's just how it is. You know, simulation and all that, but hopefully it will, well, it will definitely happen less. This 60 HP T2 Pigeon is just, it's just horrendous to watch. And there's a TMD up already, so there wasn't many missiles in the clip because Tokyto was stalling mass quite heavily, and if you're stalling mass, then missiles in any silo get loaded very slowly because of some strange engine quirks. But oh, this is game winning. 2 bricks in a T2 transport, and it's just landing right here. It can probably kill the HQ, can certainly kill everything here. I think these 2 bricks should mean the end of the game. There's no snipe for Tokyto. There's no damage for this TML still. This TMD is still defending T1 mexes. And the bricks move in. 1 shot to finish the old T2 PGen at some stage. There we go. Now Tokyto is on a bit of a timer to get some more power, but I don't think it's gonna matter what he does now with 2 bricks in his base. There's just simply no way for him to kill those bricks. 18,000 HP. Don't even want to try and measure how long it would take for a jester to kill those. But it's a long time. So I think, well, the bricks moving away from the base is not really a great idea, but I guess he wants to avoid getting overcharged over here with 2 more bricks. Shooting a wall actually takes a lot of damage from that. But the T2 mexes go down. I think we're going to see GG pretty quick. A brick moves over here to deal with this one. He will be successful, but Ooh, counter drop. Let's see if this lands. Oh, I thought he was going to drop across the map and do damage. No, he's just going to drop to try and kill this brick. I think it's... I would rather see him try and do damage with his own brick drop than kill a brick that's already done all the damage it can do, essentially. He does get the kill, but now two bricks are going to be dropped on top of him, and he's going to die. Middle goes down to T1 and T2 spam. And these rhinos are actually going to kill the bricks. At least this one probably. Oh, 2 bricks on almost no HP. And all the P-gens are dying. 340, 280 power income for Tokyto. Beetle's getting loaded into a T2 transport. Oh, Tokyto, never change, never change. Some off mapping, yep, not bad. And yeah, not much of a chance there. GG, well played all around. Yep, T3 dropped into a, or T3 units dropped by T2 transport is a great way to end a game. T3 units are just so difficult to kill once they're in your base, and you don't have T3 up. We saw that they were dropped when Tokyto was just getting to T3 land, and that time differential made all the difference. Blodir had accumulated some advantages, and that was the result. That's where those advantages went to. He managed to win air as well. I mean, air control and then dropping T3 into an opponent that has no T3. Well, that's GG almost every time. Unless perhaps he drops onto your ACU and you manage to overcharge, but then that's just a major fuck up. Then you can't ever expect that or even hope for it. It's just that's not a strategy. That's just hoping for your opponent to fuck up. So one thing you can do is make sure your ACU is next to your power, so that he has to essentially engage your ACU to attack your power, which is the best target. Always is power, essentially. Although killing T2 mechs is a good substitute. So now we're on Tag Craftius, and we got 2 Seraphim players. I guess they want to use some Zooies on the outside, perhaps. Excuse me. Blodir saying tourney games are stressful. Yeah, I always prefer tourney games. Feel like I play better when there's something to play for, rather than just random ladder games that don't really matter. People just kind of don't take them that seriously. Tourney games are a bit different. More stressful, but just more hype. Always. So again, we see similarity in build orders. These naval factories popping up very similar times. You can see it's 3rd Navy, 2nd Air, 3rd Navy, so we're going to be weak on land. Certainly leaves opportunities for... oh, this fucking bug. God damn it. Certainly leaves opportunities for more raiding. And for some Zooey, I would have expected a Zooey to come out by now. This NG should not be going alone. It's dangerous to go alone. Hope this tank catches up in time. Blodir reacting a bit, and okay, yeah, the NG falls back. Make sure this shit gets cleared out. Here we have an almost well-placed Celine. I think he needs to be a bit more in the center to actually stop the Hydra from being built. I assume that's the plan, but we shall see. NG builds a factory here. Definitely good to try and secure this. You can edge build some mexes as well from the water. Also a good idea. You can edge build the Hydra as well. So NG's in the water. Certainly, well, they're a lot safer. Seraphim and ANNGs can't die to subs, which are quite a common unit on this map because of the underwater mexes, and they're not likely to die from land units unless they stray a bit too close. So building from the water might be a bit useful. Here we see a sub. The worst subs in the game. 400 HP. Quite pathetic. But hey, mirror matchups mean this shit don't matter. You can also groundfire subs with Zooies. Fun fact. Tokyto edge builds a PD. Interesting. You could actually edge build a factory and try send some units down here. That'd be funny. But usually you can kill this quite easily with arties just along the bottom here. But a PD is certainly useful. It's gonna stay there a lot longer than your arties are gonna be staying here. So Blodir does precisely the same thing. That's the problem with having good ideas versus your opponent. You might give your opponent some good ideas that they'll use against you even in the same game. So bomber out for Blodir. We don't see any transport to grab the island. Actually, just I say that, there's a transport halfway done. And Tokyto is actually ahead of the game here, but he hasn't loaded those NGs yet. Now we see him loading them. Blodir should have seen that transport with the scout. I don't know if he'll want to actually push, but this would be a good time to send his air across this way if he had seen the transport. Maybe not to target it directly, but get his inties in the area and catch it as it's dropping. This was a good raid. It's gonna deny some mass income. The Zooies on the outside getting some kills, and the bottom, well, Blodir is going through mid, interestingly, and using units to raid the bottom and try and, well, not really raid, but try and secure it. But he has absolutely zero mexes on the bottom side. It's quite painful for him at the minute. You can see Tokyto doesn't have many more, but he does have this both Hydras, which is pretty nice advantage to have, and now he can bring the ACU back to mid, and I think Blodir isn't going to get much done. We shall see. T2 land already complete. Great move, I think, from Blodir, and if he stays in mid, draws the ACU here, and we have both ACUs in mid, then it opens up a huge amount of opportunity for his T2 land to be used on both sides, which is ideal. Otherwise, you see, end up, if he goes the normal way and he has T2 land and he has his ACU down here maybe doing something, and the other ACU is up here, Tokyto, you don't want to send your T2 land versus that ACU. You don't really want to send it up mid because there's not a huge amount to attack there. And if you send it down here to support the ACU, that's pretty good, but it's, again, not as effective as just sending T2 land units versus T1 land units, as you can do now on both sides. So I like this ACU move with the maybe he should try and maintain some position in mid, although he's far behind in T1 land numbers, so obviously difficult to do. Tokyto has fended him off. I feel like Blodir might go for an AC upgrade. He's falling back really far. On the water we have Zui's trying to take out naval production. Great use of the Zui. They're really good at killing naval factories. See a T1 mech died here. I wonder if it was upgrading because this one is T2. Like I said in the previous cast, these are a bit safer, I think, than the ones next to the water. In terms of the islands, we see Blodir has forgotten about this poor guy, but either way, he has the 3 islands at the minute. Tokyto similarly has forgotten. There's see all these wrecks. The sub wrecks are so nice. You gotta try get them. Significant amounts of mass to be got in every sub wreck. Let's see the Ilshi count. It's only 4 Ilshis. He doesn't have any transports or anything. It is just 4, and he's none on the bottom. I think that's a significant mistake. I'm quite surprised he only has 4. I really expected several more. But there you go. He is gonna raid this. This will die. The bottom will also die though, which is unfortunate. Interesting that Blodir got this. I think he must have dropped an engineer up here. Hopefully he doesn't allow this Ilshi to die to Zui's while AFK. Looking at the chat, we can see thanks to Great Notify mod, which will hopefully be integrated sometime soon, both players going for gun. Blodir pauses his at halfway. Tokyto is already completed his gun upgrade, and I think Tokyto is taking some advantage in the naval game, and I think we did actually just see, or rather not see, the AFK Ilshi die to Zui fire. God damn. RTs are so fucking good. T1 RTs are so good. Torp defense can't do shit. Can't even shoot. Now, one good thing is that Blodir attempted to raid this with basically a single Ilshi, so he wasn't entirely successful. He got some kills, but he left 1 Ilshi wreck. Meanwhile, Tokyto did, I think he did take out all those mexes, but they were almost instantly rebuilt, and then unfortunately along the way he dropped all of these T1 wrecks. So that's the difference. If Blodir can reclaim this as quickly as he regained the mexes, then it's going to be a net gain for him, essentially. Blodir moving out with the gun. Aim of the game is to get as much vet as you can. He's bringing his Ilshis. I think it's dangerous. He's gonna... Oh god. There goes 2 Ilshis. I don't like him sending his Ilshis with his commander. I think just push this back, farm vet, get some kills, and let the Ilshis do work on the other side of the map. You see him send 3 here. That's a really significant raiding party. It's very difficult to stop this. Even with PD, if he attack moves, but he's not doing that, he's sending it into 2 PD, potentially 3. The NG goes down before the 3rd is completed. That was quite far from being completed anyway, but if he had scouted before then, I think he would easily kill those PDs, but he doesn't. Now what would have happened then, of course, is the PDs would buy just enough time to allow the T1 land to reinforce, and then the Ilshis would be forced back. But that's the real goal of PD, is not always to kill, but just to delay, allow reinforcements to arrive. Tokyto pushing his naval advantage. The front was here, then it was here, and now he's pushed all the way up to here. We can see blodir is reacting, adding more build power to this naval factory. That roll-off time is very significant, in fact. So, just poke some prods. Nice kill here, and actually Tokyto dropping NG's a great idea. He wants to get this reclaim. He recognizes the amount that he's dropped here, but 5 Ilshis are right there ready for him. You have significant air force for both players, and I think a real issue I have right now is the fact that there's so many THAMs still being produced, or still have been produced after the oh no. Oh fuck. Look at this. These T2 factories were producing THAMs and not Ilshis. Fuck. That really sucks. That is just... that is so shit for Tokyto. I feel bad. And now I feel even worse. Losing half his air force. Look at the damage. He is so tilted right now. No. Please. Oh god. And then the rest of his air force just gets wiped. Well, I think this fucking THAM shit certainly has the potential to cost them the game, and then coupled with this massacre, this is fucking... god damn. Yep, feels bad, man. On the other hand, we do have a nanocom. That's nice. blodir trying to get the T2 upgrade. That ain't no nano, but it'll have to do. Let's see what Tokyto can do. See if he can make something happen. Speed up slightly, more good raiding. You see these Zoes getting around the side, and it looks like Tokyto also is losing navy to these subs. Nanocom leads the way. Every unit he has, more or less, every land unit follows behind. Zoe's moving to take out the PDs. I think we have some auto OC on. Oh no. Bombers trying to land on these shift G move order land units, now spreading them out. blodir trying to get as many kills as he can, needs some vet levels. Could perhaps start some T2 PD and get his T2 NGs to assist it. But the T1 land unit is just getting chewed up by the Ilshis. Bomber's also doing some pretty good damage, although the flak is here. Oh my god, the flaks. Doing a lot of damage to that Air Force. Tokyto presses on, still 12k HP, but blodir's getting serious vet levels now. PD's going down, T2 engineers going down, but there's T2 PD even further back now. A significant reclaim field here. Not as significant, well, in fact it's not even that significant, mostly because of bombers and Zoe's killing reclaim, sadly. It's still an important reclaim field. Tokyto 18k HP, 3 vets. Blodir looking for his third. He's going to get some nice insta HP. Oh, he's gonna... Is he gonna stop one away? Oh no, 2 kills away from a vet. On the bottom, he still has so much reclaim to grab. He needs to grab this shit. Over here we see a bit of raiding that got cut out. There was Ilshi's raiding here, but still largely intact. And once again, I think Tokyto might be losing his air force for no reason. We don't see any flax left. Blodir still fighting, still trying to get as many T2PDs up as he can to fend off this very significant danger. So many T2 factories going down, and Blodir immediately trying to replace this factory build power as he has to. So many. Wow, look at these T2 mexes. These are disgusting. I mean, T2 mex here, that's just gluttonous. I guess when you don't have build power, he's probably going to be upgrading mexes as well. Somewhere in the water, perhaps. Seems not. Actually, Tokyto is. We have like 4 in the water right now. And you just have so many subs out in the water. That is a perfect time to make some T2 air, and T2 air is just epic versus subs. Torp bomber one-shots T1 sub. So maybe that would be a good way to just clinch Navy if you get it. Like, I mean, 4 torp bombers out, knock out these subs and just run over, kill that production, maybe get some Zuis in there. But these guys are all focused on this arena. This is where the game is won and lost. Oh, these Zuis doing a great job. I did say there's the safest mexes, but versus Zuis, nothing is safe. Wonder if the Zuis can reach... No, there's no way they can reach this. But that's actually an excellent position for that T2P gen. Very far from the water and significantly far back from the front line. Hopefully Tokyto can manage to kill these mexes, but it doesn't look like he can. Doesn't look like he will. A huge amount of build power now in the south. Let's see if Tokyto has seen this. He has no idea this is here. It's quite dangerous. Speaking of danger, Blodir very far forward, desperately trying to farm kills. Every overcharge on these Ilshis is huge. Tokyto getting drawn in, trying to take as much damage off this AC as possible, but he's sacrificing a lot of Ilshis to do so. And he can't spend his mass. He needs another T2P gen right now. He needs to get all these factories producing. Damn, he needs so much more build power. Maybe time to... I think at this stage you can just rush, get a lot of BP and rush T2 Navy even. That would be epic. It might just take too long, but getting more build power for a more powerful land push is also going to take a lot of time, and that's exactly what Blodir's preparing for anyway. So I gotta see. I think we should see some MMLs mixed in, because these T2PDs are a significant threat. Blodir still has the option to make nano if he can gain the time to do so, and then that would be Tokyto's advantage gone in terms of the com battle. On the bottom, a lot of T1 spam appearing out of seemingly nowhere. I don't think Tokyto is ever expecting this, because in his mind this is the build power, and there's no way that Blodir could possibly, I mean, skirt an army down through this small gap of his radar. But no, Blodir has done a good job spamming a lot of build power in the bottom. hidden build power essentially, and it could bring him back into the game. He's trying to do some raiding, and if Tokyto can clear this out, and he definitely can. I mean, he's used so many Ilshis in mid that if he used, say, this army of 7 Ilshivo and just tried to maintain his position using the nano ACU, then that would be huge. But we see now even T2 build power down here. Ilshi's coming out. This is a huge thorn in Tokyto's side. Still extremely even between these two players. Naval build power dying, that's significant. It's only being replaced now. And see these T2 mexes, there's also a huge number of sub-wrecks in this position. Tokyto being pulled out of position by his T1 army, and now Ilshi's running up mid. The build power he made and in here to spam Zuis and engineers gonna go down. The reclaim field being sucked up by blodir. He completely stabilizes his base, and now Tokyto is trapped. Well, he's not gonna die here, but he's also not gonna be able to kill this base with the reinforcements. Probably gonna be forced back in this direction towards his own base. This looks bad. I would like to see walls across here. Definitely. Also would like to see some torp defense. Should perhaps have built some off the edge with some engineers. I think Tokyto giving up this position maybe gave up the game. We shall see. Good defense of the push in mid. He got a lot of reclaim to grab now.
Commander under attack.
Another air fight. Looks like Tokyto wins this. Maybe a T2 air switch. It's certainly possible with this much power. So many flaks around. I wonder where this ferry route goes to. Wish I could see. At the minute, it doesn't seem to go anywhere. No radar for this this poor ACU, so you better be careful. And it looks like Tokyto actually is going to lose air as a result of patrol order. That's sad. And he's also going to lose this mech. He's already lost this T2 mechs. And eco, he definitely stopped ecoing at some stage. He's had those same T2 mechs for a long time. And now without the reclaim, there's no possible way to support this many factories. We have a disgusting number of Ilshis. No scouts or flaks in there though. But that is a disgusting amount of Ilshi. Looking at the reclaim, we can see what giving up this position means. Apologies for the broken reclaim display. Hopefully fixed in the next patch. But look at this reclaim. 21k, 7.6. And yeah, also blodir making sure he's grabbing this shit down here. And now we have flax dropped in. Nice, nice, I like it. Tokyto pushing, getting some damage done. PDs are going down. This T2 PD has laid down so much damage already. But there's so many Ilshis that blodir can die. He needs, I think it's time to leave. Now he has one huge vet left. He will get a massive amount of HP from that. And he may just be about to get it. I think even losing this expansion will not be significant enough to bring Tokyto back into the game, to be honest. Let's see how much HP he gets. I'm not entirely sure. Tokyto keeping his units back, but he has already lost most of his Ilshivo. This T2PD There he goes, full HP. I don't even know how much he got. He got at least 5k, maybe 6. I don't know what he would get if he didn't just instantly max HP. Instantly max out on his HP, but yeah, he's now 20k, double what Tokyto has. Tokyto has no vets left either to get, so no big heals left for him. On the top, 8 Ilshi's gonna run over these PDs, kill everything here. This expansion is dead. Expansion is not dead. More PDs going up. Frigates helping out. They're not gonna do a huge amount versus Ilshi's. But the reposition commander just able to win. Oh god, there's an overcharge waiting to happen right here. There goes another 2 Ilshis. And overwhelming numbers. Tokyto doesn't look like he's in a good place. He's somehow managed to get the reclaim necessary to. Oh, get T2 maxes up here. That's risky, but he is getting enough reclaim and income to support a lot of these factories. Now, getting rid of a couple of them because can't support all of them. That was a huge number. And actually, no, we have T3 land. Meanwhile, blodir still on T2. I don't think it's even registered with him yet that there's T3 out on the field. This T3 land, he's so behind on T2 right now. I think T3 is a fine decision. Well, the problem is no radar, but I think it's a fine decision that he needs to do something different to get an advantage. But I'm not sure it's gonna work even so. Let's see. One advantage the Optim does have, of course, is it's amphibious. So we could see him, would be interesting to see him pop up through here. Not sure he would even manage to get to the P-gens, but it would be interesting. He actually doesn't know the second P-gen is there, but that would be interesting if he came up with 1, 2 Optims maybe to make sure. Pop up here and try to just get rid of those T2 P-gens, but there's some T2 and T1 PDs to defend. Tokyto now getting pushed back. So many Ilshis in the bottom. I think we're getting close to the end now. A lot of HP going. blodir's still on 17k. Tokyto on 10. And I think the original Optim died. That's sad. Tokyto going to be forced into the water. And we do have T2 Navy. At some stage T2 Navy really has to come out. I think T2 Navy is a better choice than T3 land. Generally. But Tokyto doesn't die, but if he gets forced into the water, he will die to that destroyer. And cruiser would be great to kill some of these. Oh, look at all these mexes on the islands for blodir. And he can take control of the water and tech every mex in the water very safely. And that's a great way to win the game, is to just eventually manifest your advantages in T2 Navy on this map. And if you dominate T2 Navy, you dominate the entire map with those missile cruisers. And even the Destros. I think the Destros will probably shoot the ground mostly if they're trying to take out these land targets. But actually, this HQ is definitely, almost definitely killable by Sarah Destro. See all these pathetic subs dying. 54 is 5 autumns and 15. So she's T3 land now. Autumn's coming out for blodir as well. The T3 land is no advantage at all really, because he just doesn't have enough of it in comparison to blodir's T2, and the reclaim tells the whole story. 46k reclaim, 14k for Tokyto. That's really the story of the game. Is now this looks snipey right now. Tokyto making beeline for blodir's ICU. He sees it well in time and he's just gonna get into the water, and that should be that. Tokyto will likely die, I think. It's a nice idea, good strike force to try and kill the ICU, but it's not going to be successful. Blodir sees it and leave. Wow. Holy shit. And leaves how to throw a game 9000. Well, you certainly made mistakes. I don't think you had a very significant advantage at any stage, really. I think it was very even. But yeah, mistakes were made and voices were broken. He thought blodir was gonna control K. Damn, did I misread the situation? Did he have a significant advantage? Have I already forgotten what happened in the game? Not sure. But that's always dangerous. To think you're ahead. To think you're significantly ahead. Damn. Yeah, Tokyto is not happy. I wouldn't be happy either. Yep, reclaim, and then blodir just out eco'd, and well, once you have the reclaim, just get a bit ahead on eco and ahead on in every way. That's how to make sure you don't lose, is to win in every way. Maybe you get some land advantage, well then you want to make sure you get a bit of an eco advantage as well, and then you want to make sure you get the air advantage and don't let yourself get sniped, and so on until you have an advantage in every area and your opponent has no way back in. So really good game. Nano gun versus T2 gun, and well, the T2 gun was used better, I think. T2 PDs went up in time. He got the T2 NGs out, got those PDs up, and managed to hold on, replaced his build power as he lost it very quickly, and then this base down here was significant. Tokyto felt like he had to fight it and just left lots of reclaim everywhere, and he gave up this position to fight down here, and I think that was ultimately the end of the game, was when Tokyto fell away from this position. That was the death knell. So when you're fighting outside your opponent's base, anytime you fall back from there, you're gonna pay for it. Your opponent's gonna be able to get a lot of reclaim from that position. So that's that. 2-0 to blodir in this group stage match. I'll see you next time for more Legend of the Stars Championship casts. See ya.